Welcome back to Wyman and Bob. The Seahawks are getting ready for another home game, a matchup against the Saints this week. But before they get to that, we have the pleasure of welcoming in Seahawks fullback Robbie Ouzts with us. Robbie, how's it going today?
Great. Glad to be on the show.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. I think everyone is raving about the block that you made in the Steelers game. I want to get your reaction to that. In the moment, did you realize it was such a good play, or was it just, hey, I'm doing my job there? When did you kind of get the sense of, wow, this is something to really be proud of?
Yeah, in the moment, just kind of doing my job. Just shout out to the O-line for making that gap. Just, you could drive a semi-truck through that thing. So it really, opened it up, saw my assignment, and just kind of took them out in real time, and then went back, watched it on film, and, hey, it looked pretty cool. But on to the next game.
Yeah. Are you getting compliments, though? Your teammates, your friends, are people texting you? Because we've been raving about it. We talk about it a lot as we break it down. We go through the film of it. But have you gotten a lot of texts or a lot of messages about, like, dang, you just took out two guys there?
Yeah. A lot of teammates have been kind of congratulating me and saying it was a cool play. So, it's cool to see a lot of the guys kind of rally around and congratulate each other and share success through each other.
Well, Robbie, it's been kind of so fun to see a fullback in an NFL offense because that kind of disappeared for a while. And I think when you got drafted, everyone got so excited about the potential. When you were drafted and now through the preseason into the season, how did it feel to kind of move into that role? Was it natural? Or did it take some time? What's the process been like to kind of move into a fullback role?
It's definitely came with its ups and downs. Whenever you're changing positions and roles, there's going to be a lot of kind of growing pains, if you will. But one thing I was just going to say, I got with Coach KP, and I was like, we're going to work on one thing a day, and we're going to go in every single day, focus on that one thing, get 1% better, and then over time, we're going to start building and really start getting good at this thing. So the main thing for me has just been just taking my coaching out onto the field and not being afraid to make mistakes.
So what's the most important part about your role? Is it timing? Is it communication with your quarterback, your running back, kind of seeing where your linemen are at? What has really been key for you in being able to pick this up?
The biggest thing for me has been looking at defensive structure, just seeing kind of what they're out in, where my assignment would be, and then from that, just kind of reacting to how the O-line's blocks and assignments play out. And the biggest thing Coach KP likes to tell me is to accentuate the hole, to get up on that guy quick, get out of the running back's way, lay a lick on him and let the running back do the rest.
Yeah, great stuff there. They certainly did on Sunday. That was fun to watch in that game. Robbie, as you go through your first year in the NFL, have there been things that have been kind of new in terms of what a game week is like, what leading up to a Sunday is like, or are there things that carried over from college?
Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff that carries over, especially being at a program like Bama, where Coach Saban kind of built that thing up, kind of like a pro style as far as our schedule and how we prep for games. But there's been a lot of new stuff as well as far as just time spent outside of meetings, looking at film, looking at this, looking at that, studying, the game speed's a whole lot quicker here in the NFL. So kind of a little bit of both.
Yeah, I was going to say, when did that kind of sink in when you got out there in your first game, or maybe after your first game, realizing, okay, maybe things I was doing in college, now you have guys that are athletic freaks or at the top of their profession. How has it kind of evolved for you to pick up the speed of the NFL game?
Yeah, really that first practice when the pads went on. We got some monsters on the other side of the ball here. So I put the pads on, and I kind of came to the realization that, hey, just playing hard isn't good enough anymore. Like you gotta be sharp with your technique, gotta be sharp with your assignment, alignment, all of it, execution. So there's a lot more that goes into it now.
Yeah, I guess that's a great point. This defense, they really have some dudes on it. What has it been like going up against someone like Leonard Williams, or even trying to block an Ernest Jones or anyone on this defense?
Oh, it's been fantastic. They get their fair share of wins against me, but every time I learn from the mistake, and iron sharpens iron, and really there's no better defense to be going against every single day than ours. So it's been a blessing for me, an opportunity.
Seahawks fullback Robbie Ouzts is with us here on Wyman and Bob. Robbie, kind of take me through your bond with some guys on offense, whether it's the running backs, the offensive line. Who have you kind of clicked with? Who have you spent a lot of time with to kind of learn their timing and their chemistry and build all that up with your teammates?
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time with the running backs. Obviously, just being with KP and the backs, learning each and every one of those guys. It's a great group of guys led by K9 and Sharp, fantastic leaders, but even better people. So just kind of hanging out with them, soaking up, what they know about the game. And, anytime I get a chance to hang with the tight ends, very funny group of guys, but very talented as well. I like to kind of step a foot in, see what they're doing, and keep it moving.
What's AJ Barner like? We talked to him a couple days ago, and seems like he's one of those guys that probably one of the funnier ones. Is he the one that's kind of the one making jokes in there and getting everyone laughing in the tight end room?
Oh yeah. AJ's always got something funny to say.
Yeah. Are you a guy who's going to crack some jokes, or do you just kind of let all them kind of take care of that?
Just kind of let the older dudes take care of that for now. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah. I guess, kind of learning your role, right? As a rookie, what have you kind of observed when you go into your locker room on game days or during practices? Are you kind of taking it all in, or has there been a guy that you have looked to for advice, or what has kind of jumped out about learning the NFL lifestyle?
Yeah, the biggest thing for me I've noticed is everybody's kind of got their own routine and their own schedule, and everybody's kind of a pro, whether it's their rehab, prehab, warm-up, whatever's going on. Everybody's got their own thing that they stick to and they find. So the biggest thing for me has been kind of finding to see what works for me and my body, and taking one thing from this guy and taking one thing from another guy and kind of making it my own. So that's the main thing I've been working on.
Yeah, that's what we talk to a lot of guys, and as they get a little further in their NFL careers, they say that really it's the recovery or the preventative process to stay fresh because of how much of a grueling grind that this can be. So were there things that maybe you didn't realize you had to do or you weren't doing in college that now you've started to work into your weekly routine?
Yeah, definitely. There were some things that were available in college that I just really didn't take advantage of. Just like Normatex, getting extra tub work, stretching with the band, any little thing like that. That I've really made it part of my everyday routine in order to recover because, like you said, it is a long, grueling season, and especially for the rookies, it's been a long year, so got to pay extra attention to that stuff.
Robbie, were there guys on this team that you knew at all when you were in college that you had familiarity with, or when you got here, when you first got here, you had that rookie class, but were there people that you did have a pre-existing bond with, or was it kind of first day of school vibes for every veteran out here?
Yeah, I think there's 4 or 5, there's 5 Bama guys here in the building, so obviously knew them, and I never met Jay Reed, but I've heard stories about him back at Bama, and what a beast he was. So I was excited to meet him. And then, other than that, kind of some quarterbacks and tight ends that had worked with some previous coaches of mine that they said would be on the lookout for me, and kind of stuff like that. But yeah, a little bit of both, if you will.
What was your impression of Mike McDonald when you first met him, and kind of how has that evolved now that you have been here for a good amount of time in your rookie year?
Well, I love Coach Mike. I think he's really down to earth, kind of relates to his players well. And it was something I was a little bit unfamiliar with, being with Saban for 3 years. I thought everybody kind of had that, all the head coaches had that aura. But I found out that, he loves to joke and loves to talk to everybody. And so it's been great working with him.
Yeah, speaking of Nick Saban, we hear a lot of things about the process. Is that something that was just kind of a mantra repeated almost every single day there, or how did that kind of carry over to everything that you guys did at Alabama?
Oh yeah, it was something that was repeated, and it was something that everybody just knew every single day that we were going to come in and we were going to work, and it was going to be hard. Nothing was going to be easy. We're not going to get days off, but we're going to be rewarded at the end of the season. So that was kind of the process for us.
Robbie, I know you've only had 2 actual games in this offense. We saw preseason, but now that you've had 2 games under your belt, what have you liked so far about the offense, and what are you excited to see about how you think it can evolve over the rest of this season?
Yeah, I'm excited to see just continue to get better at our communication and execution on offense. I think we did a great job of that this last game. I think we got a lot of talent, a lot of guys who can put the ball in their hands and they can make something happen. So the biggest thing for me as a fullback is, to do my job to let those playmakers make their plays and then continue to get better with the execution as an offense.
Rob, before I let you go here, just a curiosity. You're from, Rock Hill, South Carolina. I know that's not necessarily Seahawks country, but now that you got drafted by this team, do you have friends and family that have turned to Seahawks fans? Have you switched them over to Seahawks fans? Are you going to send some gear that way? What's the town of Rock Hill, South Carolina like when it comes to Seahawks fandom now?
Everybody close to me has a 40 Seahawks jersey now, so they're all turning, and if they haven't, they're turning very quick. So, I'm doing my job back home. Don't worry.
Well done. Have you had your family out to a game yet? Are there plans for them to come see you sometime this year?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. They've been to one. They'll be back out here in October.
That's great. Great stuff, Robbie. Well, congrats on the start to your rookie season. It's been fun watching you so far. I know it's going to be a great rest of the year, and thanks for taking some time with us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.